wondering what type of toys physical therapists typically use to help babies learn how to crawl, then you're in the right place watching the right video. Because in today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 different toys that I use all the time to help babies learn how to crawl faster. If you're new to my channel, my name is Cherrick Gordon. I've been a pediatric physical therapist for over 25 years. I show parents just like you how to use simple touch and movement to help your baby catch up and move ahead. So let's get into today's topic, which is toys that you can use to help your baby learn how to crawl better. So what I like to do is start off, I'm going to show you guys from basic toys and then getting a little bit more challenging as we move forward. So I like to start off with something kind of like this, where it's you can see it's pretty flat. And this is the 100 Animal book. I like it because it's got a lot of animal sounds. You can turn it on. Babies like to press the buttons and play with the buttons while they are doing their exercises. And so what I will do is put baby on their hands and knees, kind of like this, trap them, and cue them to just play with the toy in this position. I also like to use a block, something like this, where I would put the toy on top of this to raise it up just a little bit for baby, so that baby can be up in more of like the tall kneeling position like this and sit there playing with the toy. This is a fantastic position for weight bearing on the knees, but also let baby do a little bit of weight bearing on their hands without it being too challenging. Then as baby gets stronger and stronger, I will move the toy down onto the ground and make it so that baby is much more in a hands and knees position, and have baby weight shifting their body weight from one side to the next as they're playing with the toy. If I need to, I'll give baby some support around their trunk and have baby reaching with one hand and then shift their weight to the other side. I like to use things that are simple. A lot of times we get away with all the fancy stuff. I like to use simple things that you can stack really quickly on one side and cue baby to come up and reach with the left hand. When baby is reaching with their left hand, they have to bear all of their upper body weight on the right hand. I will be here to support baby if baby needs it, but I like to let baby go, just keep them on their hands and knees and just do some reaching on that side. Then I'll shift the blocks over to the other side and have baby reach with the other hand. Another toy that I really enjoy using is the big activity cube. I don't have an activity cube with me right now, but I'm going to show you what that would like. The activity cube is usually kind of about this high. It's a pretty big, tall cube, and I'll have baby on their knees playing with the little rings in the side as baby is playing on their hands and knees. I'm going to show you guys an image of an activity cube that I'm talking about, but I don't have one actually here. So you can imagine having things like this, bringing them pretty high up and having baby on their knees, and baby will be reaching to both sides while playing. Anything you can do to get your baby in a tall kneeling position is a great activity for your little one. Another toy that I like is the toy tunnel, where once baby is able to move, you can have baby start crawling through the tunnel. So she's doing a lot of crawling activity while she's in the tunnel. Now, this works really well because there's not a lot distracting her while she's in the tunnel. And so this is fantastic for her being able to move into and out of the tunnel and just play around and have a good time while she's actually working on her crawling skills. So I might just throw one of the blocks in the tunnel and then have her crawl and go get it. I like to let her take a little bit of a breather because I know that this is not one of her favorite activities. I like tunnels because it's something you can have a baby who is even walking, who's up on their hands, up walking on their feet, and go back if you feel like that baby has some core trunk strength instability or some trunk weakness. Go back and do that activity. For babies who are now learning how to crawl, I like to put one of these little toy games that I have there that I showed you earlier, the Leapfrog Animals book. I just have that standing up, have him looking at the pictures, or I might put a mirror there and just put him on his hands and knees and gently rock him front to back. This is a fantastic way to be able to teach a baby how to crawl on their hands and knees and be able to do some work that way with him. This rocking activity lets him know how far he can go before he actually tips over on his face. You can see I'm using my blocks here to cue him to get on his hands and knees and start reaching for the block while I assist him with moving the knees. I really want him to start crawling because he's a pretty big kid and he should be crawling. You can see him resisting me. He's actually physically pushing back against me, and I'm just letting him take his weight on his hands. And you saw the way he snuck out of that one. He just kind of slipped his legs forward. And so I'm going to let him take a little bit of a break and then go ahead and move on and do some other activities with him. Try to get him on his hands and knees. He is doing pretty well. He's starting to engage with the toys and develop that crawling skills that we're trying to get him to do. So I like to use a lot of different types of toys to just get baby on their hands and knees. I like to use things that are fairly simple and straightforward, and a lot of the toys with a bunch of lights and stuff like that tend to distract babies rather than cue them to get up on hands and knees and actually do their work and crawl. So you can see here he's doing more of a commando crawl, whereas I want him up on his hands and knees. All right, my friends. So that is our live for today. If you got value from this video, please consider liking it, consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.